My dear fourth year students, in my last lecture, I gave you brief description on Greek literature, the Illiad. Today, I will discuss with you the books of Illiad. It has several books. Today I will start with you book 1 to 4. Book 1 starts with the wrath of Achilles. Why is he angry? Epic starts with the important message. In the 10th year of the Trojan War, Achilles, the greatest fighter for the Achaeans, the Greeks and their allies, is wrecked. King Agamemnon, who leads the Achaeans, has brought an illness upon the army by refusing to give up a woman, Chryseis, whom he seized as a prize in a recent battle. Chryseis is the daughter of a priest of the god Apollo. When Agamemnon refuses to give her back in exchange for a ransom, her father calls on the god and Apollo sends a plague. When Achilles calls on Agamemnon to give up Chryseis in return for compensation, Agamemnon seems to view the idea of future compensation as unlikely for a warrior who lives moment by moment and demands immediate restoration of his pride by claiming Chryseis. Chryseis is the woman Achilles has taken as a prize. Only the intervention of Athene stops Achilles from killing Agamemnon at that moment, and he vows Agamemnon will beg for his skills one day. Achilles refuses to fight and appeals to his mother, the goddess Thetis, to avenge his pride. Thetis secures the praise of Zeus, the king of gods, that the Achaeans will lose the war until the insult to Achilles' honor has been repaired. Here we see that Achilles is only prevented from killing Agamemnon by the goddess Athena, emphasizing the power of his wrath as beyond human control. Book 2. Here we see Agamemnon tests the resolve of his men by telling them they can return home and that the war is over. Agamemnon's tests backbreathes as the men crumble for the ships. Odysseus saves the day by day, giving a motivating speech and rallying the Greek forces. The Greek march for battle against the Trojans. Book 2 falls into two parts. First, the testing of the army, and the next, catalogues of the troops. From lines 1 to 454, Zeus sends a dream which tells Agamemnon he can finish the war by attacking this day. In an ill-considered stratagem, Agamemnon tests the morale of the army, suggesting that they take to the ship and leave. The suggestion is accepted. A disaster called Thetis is humiliated. Powerful speeches are made by Odysseus and Nestor. The army gets ready and moves out to battle. From line 455 to 877 describe the catalogue of ships, a geographically ordered list of the contingents of the Greek army with the names of their leaders. In fact, it describes the assembly of the fleet before it set sail for Troy and has been superficially modified for its present place. We see Book 2 clearly describes about ships and orders. Now, in Book 3, we see Book 3 contains two alternating themes. Number 1, the single combat between Paris and Menelaus, and number 2, the people within the city of Troy. We are first introduced to Paris, the unworthy cause of the war, and then in a pause before the duel starts. Here, Helen on the walls of Troy, speaking to old King Priam and identifying for him the leaders of the Achaeans, who are of course well known to her. The duel itself, which follows, is technically undecided because Aphrodite spirits Paris away before Menelaus can kill him. Book 3 ends in Troy with the scene of Aphrodite summoning Helen back from the wall to the bed of Paris. Now, Book 4. Book 4 presents one major scene, Agamemnon's review of the army, that is suited rather to the beginning of the war than to the 10th year. Line 1 to 222 begins with the treacherous breaking of the truce by Pandarus, necessary for the continuation of the war and adding a new reason for the inevitable destruction of Troy. Line 223 to 421 describes review of Agamemnon, culminating in the scene with Diomedes, who is intentionally highlighted here because of his domination of the battle in the next two books. Line 422 to 544 describes fighting and introduced a number of similes and gave background to the brighter and more heroic achievements which we will find in Book 5. No more today. Best of luck.